Tu son sonje ganje ngonya ronsen chu ko su tanzep. Tabalam yabla zorande. Tu son dunga jenda che jinje nya son me po hiwa jilla so. Tu sen chen tang de nyor de dang chen na tamban nam jin nun tu tsar de so. No? In the text says, beginning, it is very important. Application tool of the bodhicitta. These applications apply to all your tasks. The task of the virtue task relate to the 10 positive actions. And then the action or positive tasks become very beneficial for you or other sentient beings. And also when you apply the application of the compassion, kindness, or warm-hearted to the others, when you are doing or when you undertake the positive action, which is the 10 positive action, and also specific great action of the 6 transcendent, so on. And all the positive tasks or the activities enhanced by the application of the bodhicittas, and then the action is really become the perfect cause of the happiness for you, for other sentient beings. And also, while you are doing your positive task or the actions, and if you try to maintain non-conceptualization, and what does it mean, non-conceptualization? Not clinging yourself, not clinging to the others, not clinging to connecting. Or maybe it's like a kind of try to meditate on the non-duality of the subject-object. That is a perfect your non-conceptualization. And combine the first application of the bodhicitta and second non-conceptualizations, and it's become the unit or the unite. Then it's a really, it's a wonderful in your mind. And this kind of unifications, unites, can bring happiness for you, can bring happiness to others. Why? Because the non-conceptualization of the wisdoms, maybe you understand the non-duality, and non-duality of the no differentiation of samsara and nirvana. And in this perspective, your mind is really fearless and auspicious, peace, and tolerant lucidities. Why? Because your mind is free from the hope, fear. There's nothing hope to receive, to realize, to be achieved, because you already achieved. There's nothing kind of abandoned, and everything is, you realize that your natural miracle discipline. Even the samsara is the part of yourself. And your mind is the really fearless, tolerant means everything is the acceptables. Everything is the part of your non-conceptualizations. Your mind is really like bigger, more clearly, more lucidity than the sky or the sunset. And then finally, maybe what you done, what you did, and through your compassion aspect of the application, through your extraordinary wisdom of the non-conceptualizations, what you done, something good things, dedicate, give to the sentient beings. And that is a very, very much special method. And when you are making the dedicate, just very simple. You offer to the sentient beings. You say you do like this. You're meritorious, unexhaustible, and it's like never disappeared. Like it says, if you dedicate your virtue, task, or the doing things, extremely multiply, or it is like unexhaustible. And the result is often give you again and again, but the cause of the virtue you dedicated, dedications enhanced your the positive task. Then these tasks making the treasure of for your happiness. Therefore, we call that these three supreme methods to to keep in the mind. Then we are studying Dharma. And also each moment we say it's like, oh, practice Dharma. What do you mean, practice Dharma? Okay, I'm practice Dharma because I recited 100 mantras this morning. That is Dharma? I'm really not sure. And then it's what? I don't say nothing. Practice Dharma. Yeah, I'm practice Dharma. I made circumambulation 3 times Dharma city. I'm practice Dharma. That is Dharma? I'm not sure. Oh, then practice Dharmas. What do you mean, practice Dharma? I did this morning my session, follow up the sadhana, the hundru, and I did. That is Dharma. Maybe, but practice serious Dharmas. Then what do you mean? I need to study? Maybe, yes, practice Dharmas. Practice Dharma, practice Dharma. I don't understand. What do you mean? Practice Dharma. Do you know the meaning of the Dharma? Meaning of the Dharma, it's a meaning of the Dharma. Dharma. You know, it's like the Buddha's teachings, why you call the Dharma. Dharma means it's like a kind of the some things to make soft, fantastic things. And maybe before it's very hard, really it's like unworkable, inworkable or unworkable, I don't know. But you use the Dharma is make very much soft, useful, tolerant, and very much kind of relevant. And that means it's like, then it's a Dharma. Oh, then what do you mean? Practice Dharma means what is in the teaching says. Do you know the meaning of the Dharma? Dharma itself is free from the disturbing emotions. Okay? And Dharma is the antidote for the disturbing emotions. Okay? Then, oh yes, when you practice Dharma, how it is going on, your disturbing emotions. That is the point. You recite the mantras, you follow up the sadhana, you making the circumambulations, recitations, doing something, but inner your disturbing emotions increase. Then what is the meaning of Dharma? I do not understand. Maybe you are not doing nothing, not practice, not recitation, not follow the sadhana, not circumambulation, but each when you study the Dharma, it goes antidote for your disturbed emotions. Then is the serious Dharma. Then is Dharma. Dharma is really you practice Dharma. That means the Dharma. Every day, each moment, is your medicine of the Dharma. It's for antidote for your disturbing emotion sickness. When you every day eat, we need to check. Do you have check-up machine? I have. There is one machine to put on the mind, on both. They say, oh, blood pressures, or sugars. And then it's like, they say, your today pressure is very good, quite low. Or your sugar is quite right. Then is this, what you did? I did something, exercise, dharma. Oh, your disturbed emotions, sugars, and pressures of the blood is quite very well. Like this, you need to check your pressure, blood pressure of the disturbed emotion. You know, the very much sickness from the sweet desire attachment got the diabetic. And through the very hot chili of the aversions got fever. And then it's like a very much relaxations, relaxed of the ignorant, make you dullness. And you have this sickness. Then you should to take again and again Dharma, each moment measure. How is it going on? My desire is increase, hatred increase, anger is a hate increase, ignorant increase. Medicine you don't take serious. And if yours says, very good, I take medicine of the Dharma, I don't know how many months, years, but my sickness of the desire, anger, hatred, or ignorant is a decrease. Then Dharma is really Dharma, best medicine and best antidote. Then really you are practice Dharma. And you don't need to run around loudly recitation, prayer, and like kind of the doing the tormas, mandalas, and not really necessarily. And your disturbing motion sickness is decreased. And then it's a realization of the dharmas to more increase. Your externally, your body, verb is become more soft, kindness, and forgiveness, and wonderful. Whoever coming close you is like a kind of medicinal, and like a kind of the, how do you say, it's like extraordinary some flowers with a great perfume or the smells. And all the bees and flyers want to fly around you. And then it's like you are the source of the happiness for others. Wonderful. Then it's really Dharma is going very well. Therefore, in order to practice pure Dharma, genuine Dharma, we should to analyze for our human existence, impermanent, defects of the personality, so on, so on. There are many different. But according to your decisive, according to your wisdoms, according to your thanks for that. Studied you understand, and you studied in also is like and the nature in are really like busy, wonderful. Also, you understood and you are not afraid, but you are very much hurry up, renunciated, in order to live suffering sentient. So, you understand the other some. Those you look, maybe there is the maybe not. Who knows? But if there is someone, like we can take example ourselves. I'm here. I myself, I don't know. I cannot to say I'm not existent or no existence. In the relatively, I have feeling of the sorrow. I have feeling of the happiness, and I don't know. Is I'm your appearances or I'm like something else, but I'm here. Here's my body, verb, mind. And when I take myself, my mind want to be happy. Any kind of injured, I don't want. If there is some same existence, same as me, surely I need to understand. I need to help to them. And also, they are same as me. Then you understand your like compassions increase, and you are like kind of the want to do benefit for others. You concerning like some others like a part of yourself. Really, you have this kind of the imagine. You have this sort of like kind of intention. This sort of the attitude is wonderful. And the top of that, you understood the cause of the defects of the samsara. Now we are studying. And the Buddhas say in the relatively, like we have there such a balance, not equal, in the relatively, not equal at all. Because it's like, look, it's someone's president. I'm not president. We are not equal. And someone is very rich, I'm poor. It's not equal. Why? Who did like this? Someone is very intelligent. I'm not. Not equal. Why? And someone is like never ever sick. Wonderful. I am not that. I'm sick. And not equal. Like this, there's many is not equal, different. We cannot complain. We cannot to say who did like this. Maybe doer is like kind of the ourself. We can take example. Maybe it's like there is the one school. This school start from the kindergarten under the like your PhD or the university until you are graduate after the university. The programmers give education is maybe exactly the same, no different. There's no any kind of partialities. Maybe they have like 100 students, 1,000 students. Maybe we don't know it. But same education. But someone is maybe is very diligent, very like kind of intelligent. They study fast, quickly, and like this. Maybe someone is very intelligent, so totally laziness, and very difficult to catch up and programs. And then it's like finally, maybe it's like a beginning, start the kindergarten, maybe 100 students going together, finish it, and they enter the university when you graduate. Maybe there's different. I don't know how many students can make the graduate, finish it. Someone is said, it's like, oh, I need to stay there more years. Yeah, you are more intelligent, very nice. What happens? I didn't care much. That is problems. And also it's like someone is like a graduate very well, but maybe a little stupid. But why? Normally, when we are shares, like I am more intelligent than you, but you is like pass exam, fantastic, and you graduate. No, they're different because other one is put effort, very diligent. Like this, what does my meaning is like this. We same program, same nature, same is like reality, but there is like kind of the driver ourselves, doing different perspective or different way, then we have different situation. Absolutely, there is different situation. We can to say in the samsara, someone is very happy. Like last time we studied 6 realms. So different. Maybe at the beginning, primordial wisdom, you have same all the sentient beings, no different. Maybe first movement, probably same. But then it's like a kind of the different way of the thinking, way of the movement. Then we created our own self, different situations. And therefore, now it is like we understood and our way, the way of the to creating some cause of the next result. And also in the Buddha, here is the like kind of the talking about causalities. Something is the cause of the happiness, something is the cause of the sorrow, and showing everything is like need to rely on the cause. Cause is the important everything because it's the good or bad and high or low, everything is depends the cause. Cause is good, you never go to the low, all the time is high. Cause is negative low, cannot go to high. Obvious. This is like relative nature, like this. Then it's like here we studied the cause of the sufferings, which is the 10 negative actions. 3 is related to the body. Of course, you know very well. Taking a life and robbery, taking others' belonging, or it's like stolen others' belonging, doing sexual misconduct. That is like related to the body. Physically, verbally, there is the 4: lying, harsh word, sowing discord, and worthless chat. And then it's like in the mentally, there is 3 relate to the like negative actions, connect to the mind, like envious or sowing discord, or maybe it is like a covetousness. Or we say it's like, yes, covetousness, or envious, or covetousness, and harming on, wishing harming on others, and wrong views. These 10 negative actions and 10 negative movement is really the cause of sorrow, sufferings. And in the manga of the 10 negative actions, is which one is the more worst? Which one is the more kind of the heaviest? And that it says is like to taking a life is the most worst negative actions. There is explained how many times we need to repay our life if we took someone's life. And also it's like more than the 500 times we need to die again and again to repayment. And also it's like a wrong view, it is the most heaviest. Wrong view is all the times it's negative, there's more give explanations. And taking like a life, particularly Patamba Songji is like, he says that someone's built a stupa for the representative of the three jewels. And like while causing harm and suffering. And you are like kind of the building some representative to like three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. But same times you are causing harm, killing, and making suffering others. It's not very good. It is the cast your next life to put in the negative wing and carry into the lower elements. And also it is like equally wrong, mistakenly thinking you are doing something meritorious and meritorious to slaughter the animal and offer the flesh and blood to the lamas invited to your house or to an assembly of the monks. Maybe it's like on the mystical, it's the wrong view. And like thinking you are doing something meritorious means maybe I want to invite some lamas, monks, Dharma practitioners. And we don't need to say it's like monks, lamas, it's like practitioners. Today I have Dharma Sangha, I want to invite it. And then it's like maybe they are the meat eater, probably. Without meat, if I make a meal, it's maybe not very good. In this case, okay, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm like for meal for those monks, lamas, or the Dharma practitioners, I'm offerings. And then you slaughter some animals, offering flesh and blood to those your guests of the Dharma practitioner, or lamas, or the assemblies. Then this is the negative karmic effect of the killing comes to the both giver and the receiver. Very much wrong, like substance, wrong food. And also it's like you say the meritorious, but you slaughtered animals, maybe it's not become the meritorious. And the donor and although providing nourishment is making impure offerings. The donor of the sponsors and the benefactors, and provide nourishment of the food. And but it is making impure offerings, impure, like a kind of the giving poison nut. And in this perspective, when you invited some sanghas like this, you cannot do slaughter. Of course, maybe you say it's like go to the other's place. And some of your friends, maybe in the families, someone's eat meat, they already prepared something. And maybe, according to your compassion, you don't eat meat, but if they say, today I prepared some meat, can you accept? You don't need to reject, to say, oh, I don't want to eat meat because I need to think about animal. I should to my compassion. Maybe your family is shocked. And this is like kind of our in the Westerns. Maybe someone they don't understand. And look at the Buddhist people is like too much like far. And they say, you don't need to like that. You can't liar, Yeah, very wonderful. But last night I eat something, my stomach has problems. I cannot eat them. I love to eat. You don't need to show off. Sometimes it's like someone don't eat meat, say, I don't eat never meat. Looks like very proud. In the word of my perfect teachers, some is practitioners, they recite money, few billions, then they're very proud. Whoever is coming to say, you know what? I recited the 1 billion monies. Oh, really? Oh, yes. I done something. You want to show. Someone's make 3 years retreat. It's like someone make retreat. Yes, I did 3 years retreat. A long time ago. I think 500 years ago. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. It's a wonderful thing. And that kind of show off. Really, Dharma practitioners, they never show off. Maybe you met a retreat, or maybe you don't eat meat, but don't need to say like this. And also, it's like generally, you can to say, I'm not kind of eat meat. Okay, if you know the Sangha, fantastic, respect to you, and wonderful. But in your family, it's like proudly to say, sometimes hurting, it's like kind of even in Tibet, someone's family say, yeah, too much. And these days, like many lamas says, like cannot kill the animal, cannot like eat. Then it's someone's very, very angry. And in this perspective, you can to say, oh, I have sickness, I can't eat. Then it's their families, oh yeah, sorry, then we bread or we can make some vegetarian food for them. They are very happy, they are very voluntarily, and they do them. If you say, I'm religious, they think it's religious, the dharmas. If you follow the Buddha's step, and they think you are a religious person. Like this, and necessarily, and also sometimes failing a little bit, some is like a juice and something into your meal, or maybe it's like a spoon to make a mistake or something. Don't need to care. You are never kind of the eat meat, wonderful. And also sometimes it's like someone's make a mistake, a little failed. No, it's okay. It's just to maybe connections. And like this, then it's like, of course, if someone's eating the meat, and it is to say, it's like they ask to you to say, today I want to invite you, which would you like to say? I'm all the times, I need momo and meat to pass it. And then they need to say, oh, shut up. And like this, maybe it's like you don't need to say whatever you can to make them. Sometimes it's like we say, it's like, oh, without meat it's impossible. Maybe not necessarily. Ordinary people, different. It doesn't matter. We are kind of the Dharma practitioners. As much as we can avoid to hurting, harming to the other sentient beings, why not? But yesterday we are disturbed, hurt very much some insect, because this is the samsara. We cut the grass and we did like this. Maybe there's billions and insect we killed. The bird is like live like this. What can we do? And this is like our culture. If you the gardening is to keep the wild, maybe neighborhood, maybe there are many insects, dangerous things is occurring. And if you order to someone to cut, that is not very nice. And then it's the you doing yourself. It's anyway, because this is your property. And we did a lot of, make a big fire. We burn billions like animals. And also we slaughtered a lot of animals. Sorry, but what can we do? And when you have the property, if we go to in the cave, wonderful. We don't need to cutting grass. We don't need to taking care any kind of the repair, how to repair the house. It's wonderful. But anyway, it's avoid as much as it's wonderful like this. And any positive effort, it is the outweighed by the negative ones. You are doing something meritorious, the virtuous, but you slaughtered animal, offering to the meat like to the others. Then it's like your positive is lesser than this negative. And sometimes you do this, your negative, sometimes you do positive, negative, but your negative is much higher than the positive, and like this. Therefore, we says really to taking care. Indeed, unless you have the power to resistant or resistant to your resignations. You know, it's your victim on the spot. You know, some is like kind of the Mahasaddhas. I heard like this. I make the joke, okay, not need to serious. The first Ranyak Patrul's father, he was like this. He is like first time shooting the animals, and then animals looks like dead, and he slowly cut some in the leg, and he took meat, and then it's like he has a big pipe like a smoke, and he smoke, so he hit in his ashes, put in the animals, and then animals get up and run away. And like this, if you are like killed some, your victims, and you can immediately give a life again, a power to resist it. Resuscitate, difficult to pronunciation. Okay, this one you give a life again on the support, and then it's no problems. In Tibet, many there's his story like this. I'm very much curiosities. Maybe these days also there's many lamas. Maybe I will kill one animal, bring it to put in the front. The others, can you make it resist again? But I'm really not sure. But some is possible like this. But this is a very rare, very rare, very, very rare. And also it's like sometimes it's maybe Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas is maybe it's like you reach the 10th bhumis. I'm not sure. But it's like some emanations. You can see there's two different emanations. One is coming from the below to climb up, then emanations. For example, someone's achieved the first, like a kind of the third path, first bhumi. You died, you reincarnated again, you need to start the second bhumi. But this is coming up. This kind of reincarnation, I'm not sure can you do with that. But some reincarnations come from the above. Maybe when you be enlightenment, you fully purified your obscuration, and you are fully realized your true nature of the reality. You yourself is become the same as the Dharmakaya, seventh bhatta. And then you have some emanations. There are for the benefit for sentient beings. Maybe these emanations, whatever you do, maybe this emanation, there's many different type of the emanation. Some emanation is very serious, superior, looks like. Some emanation is horrible. Some emanation is a prostitute. Some emanation is like a butcher, hunter, killer, and eater, like this kind of. Maybe even the like a put-eaters sometimes like emanations. And in this perspective, there are some different, and if this kind of situations, okay, you kill the animals, there's maybe it's no problem. You because victims, maybe it's like you ascending extraordinary way. There's no situation in which the act of the killing does not defile you as the negative actions. Otherwise, if you haven't got this kind of power, you kill the animals, there are such negative actions. And also it's like to make it the defile, it's like make the deteriorate to yourself, and like a kind of the making worse and worse. Of course, someone says like to killing other sentient beings, they love, they do that. And then it's like you say it's like it's not good. Why not? Okay, then you can do. But in your mind is why you killing, what are you doing? Because you expecting the happiness. But your happiness is decreased. Your happiness is like morning star and slowly disappearing. And then it's like finally it's you injured yourself. And it's like a kind of they say one practitioners, and one practitioner captured by the some Turtikers, like a kind of the some others kidnapped, and then they says we want to kill you, and then practitioners yes you can do it, and they say we destroy to you, you can't destroy this, contaminate my body, but you cannot destroy my mind. You should to give up the to practice dharmas, and you can to destroy it in my body this contaminate, but from my heart I never give up the practice dharma, and also my mind you cannot destroy it, never ever. And like this in the like how do you say, mind is not. And then it's like this in this situation is what am I say? I don't know, but even it's like someone's how do you say doing something. If you're taking care to stop to the killing to the others, and your mind is that there's no problems, and also it's like a like kind of the I disturbed it by the some my enemies. Maybe they want to kill. Maybe I want to kill before they kill me. Maybe if you offered to your like offering to them, maybe it's like they finally you are the winners. In India, after the Buddhas appear, there is like two kingdoms. They make war, and one kingdom has not much armies, other has a lot of army, but one kingdom has a lot of monks, nuns, and then the king, all the monks he collected, you need to go to soldier because it's now our country's problem. That is like a rule. Then is a monk that says we cannot to reject the king kind of the order, and they need to go. If we go to there, if we kill to our enemies, not very good. What can we do? Okay, we can to like a kind of to give our own life. And in this perspective, front of the king, they make the wood sword, wood gun, painted, looks like gun, looks like sword. And then they went in the battle. During the battle, of course, other kingdoms' army has a weapon. They killed. They killed one or two, three, and they checked. But those armies are carrying the wood weapons. They say, why are you carrying like this? We don't want to kill you. Then all the other armies stopped. Why you do like this? Because we don't want to kill you. We want to die. Because if you died, maybe you have a wife, you have children, you have a father and mothers, and we don't want to kill you. And instead to killing you, we want to die. So they immediately take refuge and they become the winner. Like this, they winner in this life, they winner in the next life. And sometimes, of course, we say it's like a prevent or like protections. If someone's attacked to you, how you can do it? Maybe run away and to say the begging and like this. Few years ago in Brussels, there are a lot of robbers. Someone's coming to say, give me your telephones. If you don't give me, and we want to beat you. Sometimes one person is killed in the middle, and one guy says like has knife, give me your this amplify or the record listen machine. Other ones doesn't give, and he put the knife, died. And then the policy says, someone's asked to you, please better to give. Because it save your life. Instead, it's like you losing telephone something, you lose your life, gives. And like this, sometimes it's like to as much as to save both sides is wonderful. Of course, sometimes some people say it's like, oh, I cannot. Of course, this is worldly, yes. This, I mean, it's like this sort of, we need to talk many, but anyway, conclusion is, and any kind of we are killing is a little bit negative. And such a kind of negative action we need to taking care. If we killings, you can also sure that it will harm the life and activities of the teachers. If you do like this, maybe it's like a kind of your own communities, your own teachers. It's like some disciples to killing, stealing, and doing, particularly killing something, doing things. Maybe it's a very much making short life your teacher, and also the teacher's activities is like this. Therefore, in the monasteries, it's like in the gatherings, they all the times cannot to kill to the other animals. And like therefore, it is very important avoid as much as we can, how do you say, to killing things. And also, it's if you are not capable of the transferring being's consciousness to the state of the great bliss, he said. And of course, maybe you have such a power, like a resuscitant. Huh? Resuscitant. Huh? Resuscitant. Poha. Resuscitate. My pronunciation like this. And anyway, it's like you give a life, you power, that you can kill no problem. And sometimes you have, it's like you are a mastery for the transference, power. And then if you are killed, like a kind of the telo, it is like he's putting their fish, and to make like this, transferring the fish's consciousness into the state of the great bliss. And then you should make every effort to if maybe you can to do that. Without like this kind of power, you should make every effort to avoid taking others' lives. Very important. And then it's now I'm going to move. Next is like kind of have wrong view, mistake things. Even for instance, is to break all your vows and to cut yourself off from the Buddhist communities. If you have like kind of the views, maybe it's like sometimes you have wrong views, and then it's like, how do you say Islam? Whatever you took vows of the refugee, bodhicitta, individual liberation vows, and the mantrayanas, everything you cut it, broke. Wrong views. What does it mean? For example, you have wrong views for the causality. You said it's like if you do the negative things, there's no result. Positive doing things, there's no benefit result. No like kind of karma, no past, no future, no Buddha, no qualities. If like this sort of, then it's no, only the nihilistic way. And then where is not no, that is, I'm not no, I am yes, there is existence. Then it's of course, if yourself also nihilistic way. If someone's beaten you, but you eat you say, yes, I'm nihilistic. I'm not existence, you can eat, you can beat me. But never nobody say like this. But if you like other things, or you haven't got sorrow, you haven't got happiness, you haven't got consciousness, I will do bad things, This is not fair. And in this case, you broke all the vows, even though you cannot to be in the Buddhist communities, because that is the impossible to follow up the Buddha's path and wrong view. And the Buddha's path is really reality, is the path of the follow up the correctly the causalities. You know, it's like the 12th link of the interdependence. It is the Buddha's principal teaching, principal path, related to the 6 transcendent, related to the 10 negative actions, related to the 10 positive actions, and related to the what is we need to adopt, what is needed to avoid in the relative truth. And like this, and also is the negative negated the freedom in this human extends to the practice the dharmas. And also it's like your practitioner, like the kind of the extraordinary freedoms of the human existence. And then it's like you making the non-freedoms because you cannot practice dharma, because you have the wrong view. If you have wrong view, you never enter into the dharma, because your dharma, it is not your favorite path. You don't want to practice. But it's a very funny thing. Someone is like, don't believe any causalities, but they are like kind of the struggling with positive and negative things. But like this, then from the moment your mind is defiled by the false views, of course, in the mind streamers, hence by the wrong views, or it's like preoccupied the wrong views. And then it's even the good you do no longer lead to the liberation. When you have the wrong views, whatever you do, it is not to become the positive things, it becomes the negative things. You may think it's like kind of doing some positive things, but these positive things never can lead you to the liberations. And also because it's like there's a harm you do can too longer to the confessor. And when you have the wrong views, there's no object of the three words, no past, no futures. Then there is no supporter of the like kind of confess. Where there's no existence of the four powers, how you can to confess. The supporter of the like kind of the deities in the front, or maybe it's like you not regret any what you done on the past negatives, and also you don't want to confess, and you don't want to stop in the futures. And then it's like whatever you done negative things, there's no kind of the confess object. And then it's all the time is your negative things are there. And in this perspective, wrong view to taking our lives more worst negativities, we should to taking care. Okay, maybe we can to stop half an hour.